Nigerians by now should focus on electoral reform, because after 2025, nothing else is going to happen in this administration. Because from 2026, election preparation for 2027 starts. And by then, nobody will focus on any development or whatever that's going on within the system. So the attention is going to shift to preparing for 2027 election, how to still hijack the government and still remain in power. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV, welcoming you on Trending Stories. Today we're going to look at citizens' participation in government, particularly on the area of holding government accountable. How do you do that? So these are part of the things we're going to look at in this video. Having said that, I want to kind of ginger the citizens to understand that governance is about the people. It's not about those in power. It's about the people. It is the citizens that has the power, not the leaders who are in those positions. But it's just that in our climate, the citizens are not exercising these powers. There's an office they call Office of the Citizens. I recall Dr. Obieze then always emphasize on this Office of the Citizens. So the citizens need to understand the power that they have and how to utilize these powers. First, I agree with you that most of our elections are not, credible in terms of the vote doesn't really count, as it were. But I think the only election I can mention, apart from the previous ones that was annulled, during the Babangida administration, will be the election of 2015 conducted by Professor Tahiru Jaga. That's one people can say, okay, it was kind of free, and fair somehow. But apart from that election, nothing else is close to what, Jaga did then. Now, when citizens' vote counts, it gives them the authority, all right, to be able to checkmate those that they voted into power. But our system is quite somehow different, because most of these elections are rigged. Nigeria is the only place you see election result highly mutilated, that every page, every numbers in that sheet is mutilated, and still they accept it and announce result. It's the only place you can see INEC announce the result without producing the documentation that led to that collation. Till date, they haven't. So that is where you see, you hear issues of, oh, the system glitched, it was glitching and stuff like that, just to put in whoever they want to put in. So when, money exchange hands to electoral officers and, electoral bodies and the rest of them, that's what you see. They just give you whatever they want to give you, and then you start suffering at the end of the day. So Nigerians by now should focus on electoral reform, because after 2025, nothing else is going to happen in this administration. Because from 2026, election preparation for 2027 starts. And by then, nobody will focus on any development or whatever that's going on within the system. So the attention is going to shift to preparing for 2027 election, how to still hijack the government and still remain in power. All right. So you can see the preparation have started even since May 29, 2023, when they began to put in, people that belongs to political parties in the INEC to form INEC REC and INEC commissioners. You can see that it's beginning to happen. The judiciary is already taken care of, and the rest of them. So 2027 going to be a different issue altogether. But the fact is that Nigerians should stop, wailing and shouting and about the kind of governance they are receiving. It's now time to begin to prepare ahead of 2027. Nigerians should begin to hold their state assemblies, the National Assembly accountable right now. Begin to demand for electoral reform. And what's going to be the electoral reform stuff? We're looking at what happened in previous election. We begin to figure out areas that need, we need to, plug off, so that what happened in 2023 will not repeat itself in 2027. First, you look at the appointment of the, INEC chairman. That's number one. Ordinarily, it's the president that appoints INEC chairman. So I think it should be in the law, in the electoral law, that INEC chairman, or in the INEC law, that INEC chairman should be selected by, probably, if it's the NGOs that are around the political NGOs, be able to appoint somebody that is outside political parties. It doesn't belong to any political party, and the person must be credible and have the credentials to be able to do whatever it's supposed to do in INEC, have a track record, all right, of integrity. And when they appoint this person, they send that name to the National Assembly. When the name goes to National Assembly and the person is cleared, that's when president can now swear the person in. So president will not have a hand in the selection or appointment of that person. His job is to swear the person in once the person has cleared the National Assembly. So with that, it eliminates that kind of control, the presidency has on the INEC chairman. Because when I appoint you, you are supposed to do what I ask you to do. That's what it is. So that can, kind of water down that kind of, control. Again, how do you appoint the recs and the INEC commissioners, whether state or federal level? The law need to be clear. No card carrying member, which is what it is today, but still, you still have card carrying members of parties in INEC. So we need to deal with that problem to ensure that whoever that has any link with a political party is not meant to be an INEC rec. So that person need to get clearance down from his local government, his state, before even being appointed. So because people know him from his ward, whether he belongs to a party or not. So these are the kind of things that need to be done. Again, coming to election conduct itself, material should be in the polling, units at least 2 days before the election and well gathered. All right. And then 2, after the election, when results is being collected, the result will be, uploaded in real time at the ward level. The moment ward A, they finish tabulate, all the, parties have signed, there and there, they snap it and upload to IREF from the ward. It goes straight to the system. And the system can group it and be able to, package which one belongs to which state and that state. So as it's going on, there won't be no interference, so that as soon as the forms are signed and no mutilated document will be accepted, it will be there in the law. If you make a mistake, change the result sheet. So once it's signed, it goes up to the system. And then when it goes into the system, anybody can see the result. Let me draw, a clue for what happened here in the United States, during the presidential election. As they are voting, when the voting time was done, we see the result. If you tune into AP, you see as the results are coming in, it's changing, figures are uploading, and so on and so forth. Within how many hours of the, election was over, the result was announced. And nobody was fighting. Nobody was going to court, and so on and so forth. Why? Because it's clear how it happened. But in our climb, you see every election cycle, people end up in court for months. When people have been sworn in, the court will now decide, they will now eject the person, and all those kind of things are not necessary. So the law will capture it that before any winner of election is sworn in, they may ensure that all the court processes have been completed. Therefore, we need to now look at the windows and then equip the judiciary to be able to meet up this timeline, set up a different court that hears election petition, and then have the judges that will be sworn in for that. So once this election is over, you file your stuff, and then they take care of that prior to swearing in, so that they will swear in the rightful person. And it's unfortunate that in our climb that it is the court that determines the winners of election. That's not what it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be the vote of the people, not the court. In America here, it is the vote of people that determines winners, and that's why they wield the power. So when they take care of that as well, then INEC must be held accountable in our laws. When election is done, from what I saw, and I followed the election petition, during the presidential stuff, and I saw that those who file petition in court are asking INEC to provide the result, provide whatever document they need. INEC will decline. INEC will not do that. And they have a window of 21 days to do so. So when you don't file your petition with all the necessary documents within 21 days, you will lose your right to appeal. So INEC understand this. They will frustrate, the candidate, that at the end of the day, the candidate will file his petition without any backup of documentation, which is wrong. Now, INEC must be mandated that within 7 days of the election result has been announced, INEC must provide all electoral material required by the candidate to go to court. So after 7 days, if he does not, the chairman and who other people that are involved will be in prison. That's what it will be. So when you do that, INEC will sit up and they will not know that we need to do the right thing. Otherwise, I will end up in jail. So it's very important. These are the kind of things that need to come into the law for 2027 if they are really serious to get things right. Because it's unfortunate that you have even governors that cannot even read their own budget figures. Ditching out people that cannot help the citizen and putting them in power because they can read the system. So we have seen it happen. All right? When a governor is, trying to present budget to House of Assembly, even to mention the figures in the budget, he cannot. So how will he now know what he's signing? How will he know figures that he's signing? For crying out loud. So these are things that citizens go through. Now, when we have dealt with the electoral reform, there are a lot of things. You have to set up the election election offenses, tribunal, where those who rig election, who hire thugs and what have you, anybody caught disrupting the election will be tried there and sentenced to prison. When we begin to hold people accountable for their actions, Nigeria will start changing. Now, look at what happened in the presidential election. Igbos and those that look like Igbos were stopped from voting in Lagos. They were threatened, people were brutalized, heads of people were broken, people much, you see all kinds of violence on this group of people. And still till today, nobody was held accountable. There are even some, these transport union people came out and was even threatening people, and police were there, and nothing happened. Ballot boxes were snatched, and nothing happened. So when you start holding people accountable, things will start changing. Nigeria is a country where there is no accountability. That is just the basic problem. You can't do all those things in developed country and go scot. You will end up in jail. It's as simple as that. So all these things are part of what's going to be electoral reform. So Nigerians, as citizens of the country, we need to come together to understand what we want and begin to push it through the state and national assemblies to make them into laws to guide our system. That's how change comes. I'll give you another example. Here in the US, they want to pass a CR bill, continuing resolution bill, that will keep the government open pending when they return back. So that window, to close the year prior to the next year, so they were unable to reach an agreement. What was the issue? The document that they brought, they have all the time to do this stuff, but they didn't. Politicians, they are strategic. They know when to strike. So they brought this CR bill to the Congress. Few days, I think about 2 or 3 days to the end of the year. Otherwise, the government will not remain afloat. Agencies of government will not have resources to pay salaries and what have you for December. So what happened was they brought this bill. It's about 1,500 and something pages document. So you see the height, very high, very high. Then they want people to read that document within 24 hours to vote, which is practically difficult. But some people took pains, went through it quickly, and then it was posted on X by Elon Musk that this is what is in this bill. There are so many 100 billions and this and that was padded in that bill, and this is unacceptable. And it went viral. Elon Musk has over millions of people on his platform, and it went viral. And then what next? They've now published the names of Congress members and asked the people, call your congressman or congresswoman, tell them to vote no to this bill. If they vote yes, in the next election, they are out. And that was it. And they did the magic. And people began to call their members, their congressman and women, and say, hey, don't vote no, yes for this bill. If you vote, we vote you out in the next election. And they don't want to be voted out. So what happened? They voted no, and that bill did not get through. And then they came back together again and said, we need to review this bill, take out what needs to be taken out. They strike a deal. And that 1,500 and something pages came down to 100 and something page document. So telling you a lot of basketballs have been taken out. And then at the end of the day, both sides agreed that it's fair enough. All right. So that's when the bill now passed the next day. So what am I trying to say? You see the power of the citizens. They heard their congressman and said, we don't want this because what is in this bill is not for our interest. Okay. And that was it. So can we say something like this in Nigeria? Can you call your house member, your congressman, your senator member, your House of Assembly member and say, no, this law, because in Nigeria, you see National Assembly passing a law in 2 hours, just 2 hours, they have already, the bill is done. They sent to president for answer. It's because the legislature is now acting like an agency of the executive. That is just the truth. There's no accountability. They don't even hold the executive accountable. The governor does whatever he likes and get away with it. The president does whatever. Anything president wants. You have had the Senate president say it over and over again that whatever president wants, they are there to support him. In what perspective? You want to buy private jet? Why not? You want to buy Cadillac? Why not? What is wrong with the messages others use? Nothing. You just want to, live flamboyantly to showcase the president. But is that why they were elected? No, of course not. So these are the issues that we are talking about. So citizens should begin to wake up and begin to hold their leaders accountable. How do you do that? Number one, whatever government does is in the budget. Otherwise, any extra budgetary, expenditure will lead to impeachment. What Nigerians are meant to be doing is learn to pick up the budget, whether of your state and the federal government budget, because most of the federal government budget also goes down to the states because the projects are in different states, right? Then the state government themselves, they have their own budget for the state. So what are you supposed to do? Get this state budget the moment they are passed and signed into law. They will upload it at their website, the Ministry of Budget. national planning, or the state minister of budget and economic planning, depending on the name they answer in your state. And in the federal level, the budget office got this, right? You will see it in their website. So download the budget, check what they have under the capital expenditure. All right. These are the projects that are supposed to come in whichever state they are going. Also, look at their recurrent to see what are they spending as a recurrent. Recurrent is the money they spend monthly. All the especially like payment of salaries, procurement of diesel, all those kind of stuff, fixing bulbs in the offices and so on and so forth, internet payment. So that's why you see all those kind of payment, they are the recurrent. So, but the capital is for projects, programs, and the policies implementation. So check it. They say the federal government said they're going to construct a Do Auchi road, for example, in 2025. Then you keep track on that road. They will see how much you will see how much they're supposed to spend on that road, or like for the year. Next year they will put another money in that same road and so on. So for that year, how many billion did they say they are spending? Then you keep monitoring that road in your area, in that Auchi where you live, to see if there's anything going on there. If at the end of the year nothing happened there, you start shouting, hey, they said they're gonna build this Auchi road, but they will spend 2 billion. So look at the road, go there, take a video, post it online. This is Auchi road. Show them in the budget where it is captured. This road was not done, nothing happened there, there's not even caterpillar or anything. And the 1 billion was budgeted. Where is the money? This. By the time everyone is doing these things, posting them, shouting about these things, that look, these roads were not done, this hospital was not equipped, that they say they're going to equip it, and so on. Then they will begin to see that, man, citizens are watching. Citizens are really taking this thing serious. It's either they sit up or they get out of the system. That's what it is. So you now listen to the bills that they are about to pass. Follow your House of Assembly. Follow up the National Assembly. Any bill they want to pass, the community leaders, where you have the youth leader, woman leader, the traditional ruler, and call your community and say, hey, they want to pass this bill, and this bill will be against us. They want to increase the tax we pay. They want to ensure our children don't go to school because education now will no more be affordable to us. They will come together, carry your placard, begin to shout, go to House of Assembly, go to National Assembly, stay at the gate, shout, make noise, post it. Then when they begin to see these things going viral, they begin to know that citizens are now aware of how governance work. They are not aware of how their roles and responsibilities function. And then they begin to make adjustments. This is where Nigeria is where National Assembly has passed bill under 2 hours. They just passed bill. They don't even allow members to, I remember somebody in Labour Party was raising his voice to the Senate president that why is this like this? Every time bill just come in, it's gone. That this is not an ideal situation. So these are kind of the things that we are meant to be doing. All right, call your members, have their phone numbers, search the website. We see the federal lawmakers, their phone numbers, their email, because you see, even to go and visit them in their offices, you can't even pass the gate. These are the same people that you said you voted in, and these are the same people that will come in the next election and give you a bag of rice and ask for your vote. So Nigerians should stop this ethnicity, tribe, and religious, banter, during election. That's what they used to divide you people. And then as you are busy dealing with yourself on tribe and this ethnicity, insulting yourself on social media, they are writing the result for themselves, and your vote will not count. So these are very important. Nigeria belongs to every one of us. It doesn't matter what they are doing. If they like to sit in the power, sitting in the power is not the issue. The issue is what you do with the power. How do you influence the people, positively? That is what matters. So we can't be in government. People are suffering. Hunger is everywhere. There's no job. There's no power. There's no good road. There's no water. There's no electricity. There's nothing. There's nothing. And every year, trillions of naira is budgeted and gone. Billions of dollars have been borrowed and placed on the heads of our unborn children. And we sit down and pretend as if nothing is happening. Why is it difficult for government to dredge the Calabar port and make it functional, and dredge the River Niger and make it functional? Why should everything be in Lagos? And Lagos people are complaining that every Igbos and other tribes are in Lagos. Ask the government to decentralize the amenities, and people will leave. People will leave. And they are doing it intentionally. And Lagos is mopping IGR because everybody is going to use the port in Lagos. The River Niger is there. Dredge it. Make it a seaport. The one in Calabar is there. So when you do that, vessels will go there. Vessels will go to Southeast. And those businesses in Southeast, in Lagos, belonging to Southeast, you will see most of them will leave. Yes, they will leave because it's about the port. It's about the port and other stuff. So government should, be fair to all regions. to be fair to our regions. So, but for them to do all these things, we saw Buhari did his own, appoint his people only in top government positions. Tinubu is also doing the same thing right now, even worse than the Buhari's regime. But the point is, talking about it won't end it. It is holding them accountable. When they appoint people from their village in every position, make concerns. Most of them have been, cleared by the National Assembly. Go to National Assembly, tell them, no, this person can be cleared. There's federal character. Why should it be everybody from Tinubu's village? So these are the things that citizens need to do. When you don't wake up, these guys will continue to do what they are doing. That is the honest truth. And the system will remain rigged forever. So citizens, it's time to wake up, hold your leaders accountable, start shouting, start pushing. Forget about religion and all these things you guys are doing. It won't help anybody. When people don't do what they're supposed to do, you see how it will affect everybody. Today in Nigeria, hunger is affecting everybody, whether you are Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, whether you are a Milokan or you are obedient or whoever, it's affecting everybody. Fuel price, everybody is buying the same price. Nobody goes, they say, oh, you voted for Milokan. Okay, you are a Yoruba, okay, buy 200 Naira per liter. No, everybody buys the same thing. So why should we be divided, fighting each other and allowing the politicians to have a feel of the day? So we must come together as one and be able to deal with our problems. We need each other to build the country. And that is the truth. President alone cannot do it. You have seen, I've had, several conversations on the media where, even in this government, they are like Abbas, who ensure that whatever president wants to implement doesn't come to see the light of the day. They are always there. There will always be cabal. Even if it's the most religious person, the most person close to God that is even ruling, that will still be cabal. Because your intentions and other people's intentions will never be the same. So, but as a leader, you need to carry them and press, that ideas in them so that it will overwhelm their own, wicked idea, and then you can make progress. So, if you look at the list of appointments circulating in the media, it's terrible. Everybody, it's not even that the appointment is in the south, all the southern states. It's basically tagged in Lagos. All his commissioners, all of them in Lagos. So there are other 5 states that added to Lagos to be seized for southwest. Yes, for southwest. Where are they? South, southeast. Forget about southeast. They've already been removed in Nigeria since. The only thing that remains is for them to allow them to just go as Biafra that they're agitating for. Because Southeast is not even seen as a region in this country. When you come to a political appointment, you come to holding office, and all that. They are even telling you in your face that Igbos can never be because they are God. So these are part of the problems we are having. They jam you people's head, you people will start fighting each other, and they steal the show, and they get out. So we have to wake up and do what we need to do as citizens. All right? So until we confront our problems, they will never be solved. You will shout and shout. They are doing whatever they are doing. So it's beyond, the tweets and, all those social media banter. It's beyond that. It's time for people to physically carry your placard peacefully. Just put your nose on your placard. Tell your house members that, hey, we don't want this law. Amend this law. This is what we want. Tell your governor, they will start listening and begin to, because to them, they feel as the citizens, they don't care. So they do whatever they want to do and get away with it. Look at insecurity everywhere. Not farmers can farm, farmers can go to farm, to do whatever they need to do to get food out of the market. They can't because of insecurity. And what are they doing? They receive security votes every month. What do they do with the security vote? So these are where citizen comes in. Begin to question your governor. You receive 4 billion security vote, for example. How did you spend it? What happened? Because this is where they dip hands to do all the kind of things they do. Illegal things they do. Carry side chick, charter private jet, go for traditional marriage and come back, state fund. You can't spend state fund on your private district. I saw the vice president the other day, he traveled for one traditional marriage with government private jet to go for a private visit. You try it in America, you are out immediately. You are out. You will even spend next few hours. You may still be in that event, you'll be out. They throw you out. Because you can't spend state fund or government fund to attend personal private event. No. You can't even fly first class. Not to talk of using government money to charter private jet to go somewhere or use presidential jet. You can't do that. So most of these things you see today is abuse of power. President's son will take presidential jet and travel to Kano to watch polo. I mean, I don't get it. Nobody voted for him. Even the wife, nobody voted for the wife. So, but they fly government jet anywhere and nothing happens. The other day I was seeing him inspecting guard of honor, except if he's representing the president. If he's not representing the president, and on what capacity is he representing the president? The son is inspecting guard of honor, and you see the security agency people standing for him to inspect guard of honor. So it's I don't really know where we're heading to. I don't really understand. In conclusion, until citizens wake up, nothing is going to change. Things will remain the same. Waking up, you don't need violence. You just need do the right thing, do your placard, make your videos, showcase deplorable roads in your area. Find out where they are in the budget, whether state budget or federal budget. Just show it. This is the money budgeted for this road. It's not done. Post it. This is the hospital. They said they will equip with 5 billion. Post it. They didn't equip it, and so on. By the time we are doing these things, it's going viral everywhere. The whole world will see what the situation looks like. They will be ashamed when they are looking for investors. By then, they'll wake up to start doing what they're supposed to do. Was it surprising? Even Aso Rock Villa, the Aso Clinic, doesn't even have Fensic or Panadol. Remember, the wife of Buhari was shouting there, even in the villa, and they got 3.5 billion at that time. What happened? They are buying houses abroad, pay food, buy house 1 point something million, 2 million, they pay cash. Dollars, not naira, they pay cash. And they pay taxes on those houses every year. They pay, tax on that house in dollars every year. Their children are schooling abroad. So how are they getting the money? It is your money, our money. That's what they are using to do that. The money that is meant for that road, they didn't build. That's where it's going. The money that is meant for that hospital, that's where it's going. How much is the minister's money? The last time I checked, is about 1 point something million or thereabout naira. Convert it to dollar. How many dollars is it? How many dollars? It's less than $1,000. But his 4 children are abroad schooling. School fees in abroad, in America, yeah, from $10,000 to $15,000 per semester. So his own pay is less than $1,000 with the current exchange. So how are they funding all these things? How? How are they buying houses worth millions of dollars and pay cash? This is the question you ask yourself. How? How are they chartering private jet 2.5 million, 3 million to go to Lagos, come back? How? So we have a long way to go. So press for electoral law amendment. Let them review the electoral law and fix it so that 2027 election, let your vote count. The security agencies, they need to up their game. The citizens are with you, but you are with the politicians who don't care about you. They sit in bulletproof vehicle, they put you in a Hilux that is not bulletproof. When the attack comes, they kill you people first and they escape. And they give your family 1 million naira and the hunger will finish them. That is the issue. They live in Aso Rock, live where they spend 21 billion to build. You people are living in barracks that is leaking. You are protecting them. Oh, yes. Yes, it's your duty to serve and to protect, right? So, but when the citizens are fighting for things that will benefit you people as well, you people will turn against the citizens. And tomorrow you'll be complaining, sending messages to individual influencers to speak for your behalf. But when they are protesting, what did you do? You attack them. You threw tear gas on them. You shot some of them. That's what you people do. But you will come behind to still meet those people to ask them to speak on your behalf that you retired, you haven't seen your gratuity and pension. If you believe in the system, why are you meeting citizens to fight on your behalf? You shouldn't. The system should have taken care of you. I've had cases of, some guys that died in the war, the battle against the Boko Haram those days, and the money sent to their pension board, the military guys in pension board, they diverted the money. EFCC was on top of that case then. They diverted the money to a special account, and they are paying themselves, few persons there. And those who died, their families are suffering. They will eject them from barracks and they will be suffering. Somebody who paid the supreme price for his country. And when citizens are protesting, demanding for good governance, you guys in the security agency will turn against the citizens who are fighting for things that will also benefit you as a security personnel. So how are you trying to change the system? The status quo is not benefiting you either. It's not. So until you people begin to understand that, in as much as your job is to follow others, you also can say, you're mine. Because I don't know how this whole thing works. That somebody is fighting for the benefit and betterment of your life. You will be an attacker. You will be attacking the person, fighting for a better life for you. It's abnormal. It's abnormal. So look at the woman that was standing on the traffic. The musician, Asake, used, saying, the academy, they go where I don't know the academy. I learned, there was a time she was sick. Where was the government? Does he have health insurance? How much was her salary? It was still Asake that came and, gave some, seed money to her because of using her voice on his music and all that. So think about it. You stop citizens on the road, you attack them, steal their money as rogue police. The citizens are not your problem. It's the politicians who are not doing what they're supposed to do, who are not following the rule of law, who are not obeying the constitution, who are not implementing policies, programs, and projects that will change the lives of every one of us. They are the problem. Where are the monies in the budget? Where do they go to? Where are the infrastructure? Where are the infrastructure? Look at the education system. All their kids are abroad. Those who are in Nigeria are in private school, which the poor people cannot afford. When somebody, as a governor, takes the state resources to pay for his own school fees, his own children's school fees, even the one that is yet to enter the school, he has paid the school fees in advance. What about other people's children in that state? The schools are dilapidated. They can't go to school. They end up hawking on the street. But his own children will take the best school in Nigeria, American International School. And they are moving. And people are still supporting him, following him. These are the problems. All this issue of people give you 5K, your head will lose. They give you a small bag of rice and all this. So, they weaponize poverty and hunger to use the people. That's why they keep ditching out things that will keep people in perpetual poverty. Go and do another statistics on the number of people in poverty. You will see they are close to 180. You will see. Before it was 133. Right? 133 before. Now, with this current government, it should be heading to 180. Believe you me. So, I don't know. I don't really know. But things need to change. And change begins with you doing what is right. Stop supporting evil. Stop supporting bad policies and bad governance. Nigeria don't deserve it. Everyone in Nigeria is out. People are running out of the country to another country. Why? Because the way things are going in the country is unbearable. People don't mind to trek through the desert just to escape Nigeria. Nigeria is a sweet place to live. Very sweet. You have your family around you, you have friends, you have, but despite all the, challenges we have, but we still love our country and want to be there. But whoever have opportunity lives. Because when you go to a clime where things work, that's when you will understand what they have done to Nigeria and these people. When you go to a clime where you have things working, you will see what you have missed over the years. You will see how terrible life was. Fellow Nigerians, wake up. Use the office of the citizens to get these people back on track. 2027 is around the corner. That's the next election cycle. Right? Will what we expect in 2023 be the same? Will you still do your religion, ethnicity, and tribe? You have done it in 2023, see where you ended up. So 2027 is coming. And after this year, 2025, nothing works in government from experience. It will become political gimmick. For 2026 to 2027, it's just election matters. Nobody cares about how the economy functions anymore. So this is the time for you to wake up, hold these people accountable, cause them to do the right thing they're supposed to do. And then there will be hope. For now, there's no hope. There's no time in sight that things will change in Nigeria, that prices of foodstuff will come down. There's no hope. Or that there will be light. There's no hope. The economy will continue to go higher as it is. The standard of living will continue to get worse. I'm telling you. Because I've looked everywhere. I can't see the direction this government is going. Their only claim in life is that their only success they have achieved is that they remove subsidy. That is the claim. That if you ask them the achievement, they will say they made tough choices by removing subsidy. That is the achievement to the detriment of the people. So whatever it is, you're on ground. You are feeling the heat. Your family is feeling the heat. Most of you, your kids are out of school. You can't pay school fees. You can't even afford rent. And you are still doing tribe, ethnicity, and religion. Shame. It's a shame. It's a big shame. You can't feed. You can't feed. You are still doing tribe. For someone who doesn't care about you, doesn't know that you even exist. Wake up. Wake up. Your life is in your hand. Look at that, your children who have been thrown out of school because you can't pay school fees. Look at that, those your children who you are thinking of going to uncompleted building of someone else to squat there. Look at them and let your brain reset. How much do you make in a month? What's your income? How much do you spend on transport? How much do you spend to eat the same food you used to eat before at 300 naira? Wake up. How much do you buy egg now? How much do you buy food? Can you even fuel your car? You use your car only on Sunday you are going to service. Or if you are going to occasion, that's only when you use your car. Other days you use Okada because you can't fuel the car anymore. And you are still doing tribe, ethnicity, and religion. It's unfortunate. How much is Gary today? How much is a mudu of beans today? How much was it before? You're a farmer. Can you still go to your farm and farm without fear? You that is traveling on the road, can you travel on the road today without fear of being kidnapped? Will you? How many hours of light do you have? And how much do you pay for that light? They told you band A, band B, band C. What is the band for? Those in band A paying 500K, how many hours of light do you have? How many megawatts are we generating as a country? How many are they distributing from the amount generated? For how many years? How many billions have been spent on the power sector? We still have more darkness. Think about this whole thing. You begin to understand how bad the governance system in Nigeria is. Yes, you may be lucky, have somebody in power who gives you contract and you are making millions and you want the system to remain the same. Then you are wicked because you are very selfish, thinking about yourself. Think about every other person in the country. Imagine if you don't have that connection. What will your fate be? What will your fate be? That's what you answer yourself. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. I'll leave it out here. Let your conscience prick you anywhere you are. Whichever side you belong, I don't care. All I care is for things to work for everybody. I don't care who you support or who you don't support. Nobody hates the government. We only hate the outcome coming out of the government. We want things to change. People are here in the diaspora. They want to go home, but they can't. They are afraid of kidnapping. They are afraid of no light, that even if they put their solar, it doesn't end there. They are afraid of the country. They are afraid of police brutality. They are afraid of so many things. They have done their bit abroad, achieve everything they want to achieve, but they want to go back to relax because abroad is stressful, very stressful. But they can't, so they prefer to still remain here. So the battle is for everybody. We don't hate government, we don't hate Tinubu. All we want is let him work and make things change. It's not about removing subsidy, they're claiming as achievement. We don't care. If you like to remove subsidy even in people's life, we don't care. What we care is any policy, program your people are doing and project should tailor down to changing the lives of the citizens. The subsidy you have removed, you're not changing the life of anybody. People are suffering. So do things with the savings. You people are no more paying for that. But even at that, the borrowing is still increasing. So I'm just so confused of this whole thing. So do things that will immediately begin to pull people out of poverty. That you see, Nigeria is getting to a crisis point when almost 200 million people are in the poverty region. Nigeria will explode. It will become Venezuela. I'm telling you. Government policies now should be how to pull people out of poverty. I've been shouting about this. Pull people out of poverty. Create proper program that will take them out. Otherwise, people won't like what we see in the next coming years. Anyway, I leave it here for now, and expecting you to share your comment, whatever you feel you think we need to do to get the country back on track, on how to hold government accountable. Please feel free in the comment section and be respectful in your comment. You can know that my videos doesn't insult anybody. Please be responsible in your comment, and then don't forget to like and share this video to reach out to many Nigerians so that they will start waking up, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new on my channel. I need your subscription, to be honest. Subscribe to my channel and encourage the work I do. All right? And then put on your notifications so that when my next video drops, you'll be able to be notified. And I want to say thank you for every single minute you spend to watch my videos. I appreciate it, honestly. And I know I'm going to see you in my next video. Do have a wonderful day. See ya. I'm signing out.